A-Rod looks to be the man when he sees the pitch from the D-Rays. Join the Yes Network team for complete coverage tomorrow starting at 6:30, only on Yes.
Now we head to the top of the sixth. Tampa Bay leads this one 4-1. In case you've missed the first 5 innings, we'll bring you up to date. The game summary brought to you by Bank of America. The Devil Rays scored 4 runs in the first inning. They're 5-2 this year at the stadium. And look at their all-time mark here. That's what a great year the Devil Rays are having against the Yankees. Jorge Cantu, 2 for 3. He's 1 RBI short of 100. Got 9 against the Yankees this year. And Hideki Matsui with his 21st home run. That's his 400th professional home run. That brings you up to date. The game summary brought to you by Bank of America as Hollins takes ball 1. Broken bat. Short hop by Jeter. Hollins retired, and the Devil Rays, like the Yankees, swinging early and often.
I was talking about Hollins primarily made the ball club because Rocco Baldelli was injured in spring training. Actually injured over the winter. Injured his knee, and he was one day away from going out on a rehab session and blew out his elbow and had to have Tommy John surgery. So Rocco Baldelli, not only with knee surgery, with elbow surgery, and he should be ready for spring training.
There's Toby Hall. Boy, with all the speed the Devil Rays have in their outfield now, they're going to only add more with Baldelli. There he is in uniform. Of course, in September with the expanded rosters, many organizations call up extra players. Yankees have about 10 on hand. It's in for a strike, and it's 1-1. The Devil Rays, Toby Hall is the 25th at bat. Actually, he's the 26th at bat of the night. And half of those, 13 of them, have only been 2 pitches or less. A couple of high hops to Jeter. So even though Jarrett Wright had a rough first inning, here he is 1 out away from completing 6 innings, and he's been very, very economical. Flying high above Yankee Stadium tonight is a Fujifilm blimp, bringing us these great pictures. Fujifilm, a proud sponsor of the New York Yankees and the presenting sponsor of the New York Yankee Stadium Tour. Gathright. Takes a strike from Jarrett Wright. Jarrett has bounced back very nicely from his last start. There you see the ball strike ratio and the pitch total. 0-2. He was rolling along nicely in Seattle until Raul Ibanez hit that line drive right back at him. Scary moment, hit him in the neck, but no ill effects from that.
With 2 strikes, both Alex Rodriguez and Jason Giambi drop back, but even with 2 strikes, I mean, if he tops one, no worries now.
Won't top that one. Good pitch on the inside corner. Gathright down on strikes, and Wright rolls on. We head to the bottom of the 6th. The Yankees trying to overcome that first inning deficit. They trail 4-1. 4-1 Tampa Bay, bottom of the 6th. This weekend, the Yankees and Red Sox face off in a 3-game set at the stadium, and Yes has extended coverage starting Friday at 6:30. Bob Lorenz and Kim Jones will be on hand for the Tri-State Quality pregame, Tri-State Quality Ford pregame. That's followed by all the action at 7 o'clock. That'll be on UPN 9 as Cano fouls this behind the plate. Hall will run out of room for strike 1. And then after UPN's coverage, and again on Saturday after the Fox game, Yes has complete post-game coverage. And then finally on Yes, Sunday afternoon, we've got the series finale. The pregame will start at 12:30 and the game at 1 o'clock. So tune into all the extended coverage this weekend right here on Yes, even though Friday night's game is on UPN 9 and Saturday's game is on Fox. And Cano extends his hitting streak with a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 6th.
Cano with the base hit, 3rd hit of the night for the Yankees. Kitty, you mentioned Kim Jones. We'd like to wish Kim a happy birthday. It's Kim's birthday.
Well, if the pitchers weren't swinging so early in the count, we'd sing happy birthday to her, but we wish her happy birthday anyway. There's Kim seated in our Yes booth. We will head down to the clubhouse as she always does about the 8th inning and prepare to bring you the post-game interviews. And also over on the radio booth right next to us, Susan Waldman celebrating a birthday today. Derek Jeter out in front of the off-speed pitch for a strike.
First time in a ball game the Yankees have gotten a leadoff man on against Doug Wechter. In fact, he's only worked from the stretch twice. And when Bernie Williams hit the double following the home run from Hideki Matsui in the 4th inning, and here with Cano's leadoff single.
Dug out by Hall. Cano thinks about going to second, but holds up, and it's 1-1. Talking to Lou Piniella before the game, and of course they defeated the Yankees last night. One of the key players was Chad Orvella. Came in to pitch a scoreless 7th and 8th. But he said Chad Orvella, until this year, had never pitched back-to-back days. So he said, I've lost him now for 2 days. I can't come back with him for a couple of days. And he said, that's my problem. Tried to check his swing, fouled out of play 1 and 2. He said, I bring a guy like that in, last night, but now I have to go to kind of the second line relievers tonight in a game like this with a lead.
Well, we had mentioned that Orvella actually was a shortstop in college at North Carolina State.
Lou checking out the matchup sheets. For a ball, 2-2. Managers getting to be like, football coaches. They have that the first 50 plays in their hand or something. It takes me back to my days as a kid following the Philadelphia Athletics. Connie Mack, who owned and managed the A's, managed them in a suit and tie and always had that scorecard in his hand. He always would have a scorecard. Looking out at the players and waving them around. Now the count's gone full, and this is by far the best opportunity the Yankees have had against Doug Wechter. Matsui is responsible for their only run waiting on deck. Ripped down the left field line. Crawford cannot get that one. He does cut it off. Cano heading for third. He'll make a Jeter in with a standing double. And the Yankees with an opportunity to get back in this ball game. Second and third, nobody out.
Think back to the first inning when Derek Jeter hit that line drive that Carl Crawford handled. This one, maybe about 20 or 30 yards to the right of Crawford. And even with his speed, he couldn't close on this one. Good jump on the play, has to play on the hop. And one thing about this play, there are other left fielders. That ball might have gotten by and gone to the wall. With Crawford's speed, he's able to cut it off. Even so, Derek gets a double. But if it gets by him, it would have been a triple. So Cano's at third, Jeter's at second with the 2-base hit. And the Yankees bring the tying run to the plate.
I should say home run as a professional player. Most of those, of course, in Japan. Very economical for Doug Wechter. But in a big spot here in the bottom of the 6th, Yankees have the tying run in the batter's box with nobody out. In for a strike. 76 RBIs in situations like this. Outside, a ball and a strike.
Matsui's career high in the major leagues is 108 runs batted in. He did that last year.
Inside 2-1.
His career high as a professional is 108. He also did that in Japan with the Yomiuri Giants, but he did it in 135 games back in the year 2000.
A lot of activity in that Tampa Bay dugout in a night where Doug Wechter's just completely dominated the Yankee lineup until this inning. Down the right field line, if it's fair, and it is, off the wall, 2 will score. Matsui heading for second. A strong throw is offline, and the Yankees are within 1.
All of a sudden, Doug Wechter's having trouble with the Yankee hitters. Changeup hangs high, fastball outside. Missed inside. Here's a pitch. Pulled right in the middle of the plate, and Matsui drills it to the corner. Not only does he drill it to the corner, he gets himself in the scoring position as a tying run. Hollins' throw is late. In fact, it hits Matsui, who was thinking about going to third. Heads up player. He knew the ball hit him. He didn't know how far it had gotten away, so he holds on at second.
Bernie Williams. A productive out. Cantu will throw him out, but Matsui advances to third, and the Yankees have the tying run 90 feet away.
I'll tell you what, kid, anytime you throw a left-handed hitter in that situation, something soft, you're asking him to get the ball to the right side.
Not a very intelligent pitch right there.
You got to throw a hard fastball away and try and get him to pop it up.
And you see Lou Piniella give the sign to Toby Hall. They're gonna walk Alex Rodriguez, and then we'll see if Lou opts to bring in Trevor Miller to face Jason Giambi.
Well, he's putting the go-ahead run on base.
If I was Alex, I wouldn't back out of that box. Some of those pitches are not too far off the plate. Well, if you saw Lou Piniella looking at that sheet in the dugout, and probably one of the numbers he looked at is that Jason Giambi's 1 for 6 against Trevor Miller. So he's going to go with that percentage. A solid 5 innings for Wechter, but the Yankees broke through against him here in the 6th. With 3 hits and 2 runs, still just 1 out, the tying run at third. Trevor Miller against Jason Giambi when we come back to the stadium after these messages. And that's what Lou Piniella is hoping that Trevor Miller can do here to Jason Giambi, is retire him and keep Matsui at third. Wechter will sit and watch after a very impressive 5 innings. '53rd game, more than a hit per inning. And you can see by the walk and strikeout total, not really a power pitcher and not excellent control. Breaking pitch on the corner for a strike. The aforementioned career numbers. 4 of those 6 at-bats strikeouts. He has drawn 3 walks. Right at Travis Lee. Wow. He didn't fool him, but he got an inning-ending double play. And all of the Yankee offense so far, Hideki Matsui, a solo home run and this 2-run double. After 6, 4-3 Tampa Bay.
Seventh inning. Yankees scoring twice in the bottom of the 6th to make it a 4-3 ball game on our IO digital scoreboard. And top of the order, Julio Lugo against Jared Wright, swinging at the first pitch, grounds it foul, strike 1. Lugo tonight has walked and scored, grounded back to Jared Wright, and also forced a runner, so he's 0 for 2.
Well, now that's a smart manager, Lou Piniella. See that move he made last inning?
Bring in Trevor Miller?
No, he walked Alex Rodriguez.
Okay.
And that means that Travis Lee was holding him on, and Giambi hits a rocket right at him.
Yeah.
If it's any place from there, the game is tied, and the Yankees probably have second and third with still one out.
1-1 pitch on the way, and it's bouncing ball slowly hit to third. Alex Rodriguez across the diamond. Lugo is the first out here in the 7th inning. And Carl Crawford coming to the plate. Here's our Bacardi scouting report on the young Devil Ray left fielder. 580 at-bats. He leads the American League in at-bats. He doesn't walk very often. 14 triples. He leads the American League in triples. He led the league in triples last year, and he's the leading hitter for the Rays on the road with a .306 batting average. Swings at a changeup and doesn't get it. He's 1 for 3 tonight.
You mentioned earlier in the telecast we were talking about that 1962 championship tee the Yankees had, and they played the Giants. Matty Alou was there. Wasn't he one of those guys who went to the plate about 600 times a year, didn't walk much?
Well, that particular year, he was a bench player because he had his brother, Willie Mays, and I'm trying to think who played right field for the Giants at the time. His brother played, I think his brother played right field, Felipe. And Matty was he came off the bench in the 9th inning and got on with a bunt single.
But he was a guy, didn't walk much.
No, he did.
Got a lot of at-bats.
Fouled off. He did win a batting title with Pittsburgh.
Another guy that fell into that category in more recent times was Willie Wilson, a speedy outfielder for Kansas City. Willie'd always be up there with about 600 at-bats and a lot of hits. He seldom walked. See double barrel action in the Yankee bullpen.
Tanyan Sturtz and Alan Embry. 1-2 to count on Crawford. Hit hard and into right field for a base hit. So a 1-out single for speedy Carl Crawford. You got to keep an eye on him as he gets to first base.
That's that what Don Mattingly calls the run back pitch, and if you stick it right on the inside corner, it's perfect. But if it gets a bit of the plate, that's what happens. It's pretty easy for a left-hand hitter to pull it in the hole.
Here's Jorge Cantu. Driven in a couple of runs tonight. He's 2 for 3 and has also scored a run.
Speaking of at-bats, Kenny, when the Royals went to the World Series in 1980, they got beat by the Phillies, but Willie Wilson that year had 705 at-bats. That's a major league record. It had to be not many walks, not many strikeouts.
How many hits did he have that year? Pitch out and stolen bases.
Yeah. That was one of those times you can get 200 hits and not hit 300 because you got so many at bats. Now you look at Tom Foley. Once a team pitches out, then the next pitch is the logical pitch that you'll go ahead and send a runner. You don't see teams pitch out back to back very often.
It's time for a throw over the first base. Inside to Cantu. Willie Wilson that year had 230 hits. Hit 326. Only walked 28 times. So yeah. He's putting it in play.
Right.
That's courtesy of Mike Schenkman, or a statistician. Those computers can find anything. So can Mike. 2-0 pitch just outside, ball 3. Cantu takes a look, see if he's got the green light. He doesn't want to walk. Aubrey Huff would be next, the cleanup hitter. Now sometimes you take a lead and check the runner at first. If he takes a short lead, that will tell you that the hitter's taken. And I think Crawford's lead is shorter than it has been. Cantu takes it, it's in there for a strike. Now the next pitch, if he's thinking about going, he might stretch out his lead over at first base. There's a sign from Tom Foley. I think Crawford's got the green light. He doesn't have to look at any signs. I mean, he's the guy who's led the league in stolen bases. And it looks like he has inched away a little bit further. Yep, there he goes. Pitch is hit in the air to deep right center field. Bernie Williams on the run to the warning track. Reaches out and makes the catch up against the wall. Crawford will retreat to first base. A long out off the bat of Jorge Cantu. And there are 2 down.
Boy, Cantu's got some hand speed. I mean, that you could tell by the sound it was a little off the end of the bat, and yet came this close to going out of the ballpark. Bernie right back against the Adidas sign to make the catch.
Tracking. He knows this center field like the back of his hand. So 2 down now. Bernie settles into straightaway center field for Aubrey Huff. First pitch is inside for ball 1.
Joe Torre opting to stay with Jarrett Wright against Aubrey Huff, the left-hand hitter, with Embry warming up, and the strategy here probably is to Posada right out to the mound now to tell him that is to keep the ball away, keep Huff from pulling the ball. I don't know that Lou would pinch hit for Aubrey Huff, but the other option would be, if he brought in Embry, you got Eduardo Perez on the bench. But Huff is your franchise player that he's going to stay in there and hit anyway. But right now they'd like to keep the ball away from him, keep him from pulling it.
Huff 1 for 2 with a walk. And that's outside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. I figured Crawford would think about going somewhere along the line here. Maybe with the count 2-0 on Huff, he don't want to take the bat out of his hand here. There he goes. The pitch is a strike. The throw to second is high, and Crawford is in with a stolen base. Number 42 on the season.
Not much more Posada can do. You see, as soon as Wright's foot comes up, Crawford gets a good jump. And now, of course, the Yankees have the option of with first base open. 2-1 count on Aubrey Huff. Are they going to? Yeah, I think they're going to put him on, and they'll go righty against righty. Whether that'll be Jarrett Wright or Tanyan Sturtz.
So they're going to put Aubrey Huff aboard and bring up the rookie Johnny Gomes. Figuring that Huff, of course, the more experienced hitter, driven in 100 runs. He's got a resume. He's driven 100 runs a couple of times. Now, Johnny Gomes is having a good year for a rookie, but he has never driven in 100 runs in a year. But he walks up to the plate with a certain determination, because there's 2 on and 2 outs.
Well, and I like to see this. We don't see it enough in the game today because of the specialization. But here's Jarrett Wright, who gave up 4 runs in the first inning, but has pitched himself out of trouble. So instead of bringing someone in from the bullpen right now, which he could do, Joe and Mel are saying, hey, let him. Nope, they're going to go get him. He's worked out of a couple jams. But, nowadays starting pitchers don't really get a chance to work out of their own problems. And Wright has done that a couple times tonight. Maybe with the pitch count right near 100, they say that's enough.
And Johnny Gomes having 3 looks at him thus far in the game. They're going to bring in a new look for Johnny Gomes. So Jarrett Wright's night is done. He leaves trailing 4-3 and leaving 2 men on base. We'll be back with the rest of the top of the 7th. Yes, tune in every night or the next morning at 9 for the big hits and great plays another time around. Don't miss W.B. Mason presents Yankees Encore, only on Yes.
So Joe Torre does go to the bullpen. It'd be interesting to see this first confrontation with Tanyan Sturtz. The last few outings, Tanyan's been stretched out pretty good, more games and innings than he's accustomed to pitching, and you can see those numbers have deteriorated a bit. But if you watch his pitching motion the last few times out, he's kind of like steering the ball. He's not really letting it go like he did early in the year. Now he's had sufficient rest. Let's see how he does tonight.
Well, Tanyan's last appearance was in relief of Jarrett Wright last Thursday when Jarrett was hit by the line drive in Seattle. And Tanyan suffered a loss in that game as Seattle rallied to win. First pitch to Gomes, a sinker inside for ball 1.
See, even that pitch, he's still not throwing the way he did during his real good streak. You can see him fall off to the first base side. It's almost like he's trying to make the ball move instead of just letting it go.
Swing and a miss, and it's a ball and a strike. Gomes has tripled and drove in a run in the first, and he's also walked and flied out to left. Two on, two out, top of the seventh. Yankees down by a run. Pitch is popped in the air down the right field line. Going to be a tough play. Long run for Cano, and a rookie makes the play in fair territory. So the Devil Rays will leave a couple of men on as Tanyon Sturtz gets the job done. Before we go to the bottom of the seventh, fans on their feet here at the stadium as the voice of Yankee Stadium, Bob Shepard, will introduce patriotic song, God Bless America. Good play by Cano.
Your attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise? Please offer a moment of silent prayer as we remember the servicemen and women who are stationed around the globe, and especially remember those who have lost their lives defending our freedom and our way of life.
Update, we take you to Detroit. The Tigers entertaining the Indians tonight. Top of the third, 1-0 Cleveland, 2 outs. Travis Hafner just crushes a 2-run shot to right. Hafner's 25th of the year. That made it 3-0 Cleveland. Another score of note. Red Sox right now pummeling the Angels 6-3 as they play top half of the seventh inning at Fenway Park. We go back to the stadium in the Bronx, rejoin Jim and Ken.
Thank you very much, Spiro. As we go to the bottom of the seventh inning, the fans settling back in their seats following the seventh inning stretch here at the Yankee Stadium. Our IO digital scoreboard tells you the Yankees are down by 1. They have Ruben Sierra, Matt Lawton, and Jorge Posada scheduled to face Trevor Miller, who's working in relief of Doug Wechter for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Ruben has struck out twice. That was against Doug Wechter. Takes a pitch outside from Miller for ball 1. Yankees came up with a pair in the 6th. The pull within 1. There's a call strike, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, you can see what Ruben's looking for. His first step, if you watch his left leg. Another nice shot from the Fujifilm blimp with the action Travis Harper and Joe Beimel. Ruben. See, that pitch is away. Ruben pulls that front leg away from the plate, boy, and if leave it on the inside half, that's where he can do some damage. But that pitch a little tougher for him to reach.
This kid he's talking about, count is 1-2 now, and a breaking ball comes in low, and it's 2-2. Ruben has battled back from hamstring problems, kept him on the DL for a stretch. And the count goes full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Matt Lawton on deck.
All right, where Ruben has matured as a hitter since his rookie days when he was lean and lanky with the Texas Rangers is, you know, everything was pulled in. Now in this situation, 1-run game, full count, Miller goes out there. Ruben, you know, might take it the other way for a base hit. Years ago, he wouldn't have done that.
Payoff pitch. Ball is popped in the air, close to the railing. Travis Lee reaches in and makes the play. So Ruben's at-bat has ended on an excellent play by the first baseman, Travis Lee. He is a good fielding first baseman.
Boy, and this is an example of it. A quick check to see exactly where he is and reaches in. Take a souvenir away from a fan. And Chad Fairchild, the umpire, right on the call along with him there as he snatches it away from the fan.
Matt Lawton swings at the first pitch from Miller and fouls it off.
Another look at it. You know, last night we saw some kind of shoddy defense by the Devil Rays early, and then the Yankees as well, particularly with Robinson Cano. But boy, has he made two sparkling plays tonight, and now Lee with that one.
Curveball hangs in, and it's a ball and a strike on Lawton, who is fouled out and grounded out 0 for 2. We've seen Lawton in the American League with both Minnesota and Cleveland. Here's a called strike, and it's 1 and 2. Spoils this one. Good pitch low and away, and the count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Lawton's early days in the major leagues are with the Minnesota Twins. Around that time they had Jock Jones coming up and Torrey Hunter, of course. Now Lou Ford's out there, and that pitch will hit him, and Matt Lawton will head down to first base, and he represents the tying run.
And Lou Piniella making decisions. He wants Posada to hit left-handed or right-handed. There's the after the pitch out away from Matt Lawton. Miller tried to run that in on him, got away from him, and the Yankees have the tying run at first.
You know, one thing we've seen hitters get hit with pitches this year. You haven't seen many hitters actually go out to the mound anymore. I think the penalties are too stiff.
Right.
Here is Jorge Posada. And that pitch is a call strike. I think baseball's done a good job of policing that over the last few seasons.
Of course, in that situation, Matt Lawton's probably saying thank you very much.
Yeah,
left-hand hitter, 1 and 2 count. But yeah, I think more times now when a hitter gets hit, he doesn't think automatically, well, the guy's throwing at me.
Well, I think in the obvious situations, even they do know that the pitcher might be. Posada hits one hard by Aubrey Huff. Lawton's to second. He makes a turn, but will hold on. We'll see how they score that. It was hit hard by Posada as he ran it off the glove of Aubrey Huff at third base.
Well, Huff known for his hitting, not his fielding. And that was not an easy play anyway. It had kind of that in-between hop. You know, if it's a short hop that hits closer to your feet for an infielder, you can scoop it. But that one's a little tougher to read. And it is scored a hit.
So the Yankees have not only the tying run on, now the go-ahead runs on base. And it'll bring up Robinson Cano, who increased the hitting streak to 9 in a row with a leadoff single last inning, and he came around to score. Curveball hangs a little high, and it's ball 1. Cano with the hit, got his average up to 280. That's high. 2 balls and no strikes on Cano. And Lou Piniella's seen enough. Lou taking that long, slow walk out to the mound, giving the bullpen a little extra time to get things together out there. And I wonder sometimes the managers are trying to make up their mind or trying to think what they're going to say. 2 balls and no strikes on Cano with 2 men on. Spin move to nowhere. Double Ray relievers are all warm. They're ready to go. Pitch to Cano is low and away for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Miller is 1 pitch away from loading the bases with 1 out and walking one of the toughest hitters in the league to walk. Derek Jeter is on deck. There's a call strike, and it's 3-1. Now Cano's going to take a look at Luis Sojo. See if he has the green light. Decent speed at second in Lawton. Jorge Posada at first. And did it hit him? If it didn't, it's ball 4. And the bases are loaded either way. And Lou, I think, said,
he said, you go out and get him, man. I'm tired of going there. Oh, that's frustrating for a manager. Your starting pitcher does a great job for 5 and a fraction. You bring guys in out of the. They can tolerate giving up a hit here and there, but not base on balls and hit batsmen. I think Trevor Miller will take a quick lead.
On, yes. Beautiful night in the big city. Travis Harper in a big situation. Bases loaded.
Yeah, and you see the hits and innings, and Travis Harper, he'd like to have a little amnesia right now because back on June 21, the Yankees beat the Devil Rays 20-11, and Lou Piniella had to leave him in there just to kind of take one for the team, and he got knocked around pretty good.
And his ERA has had a tough time recovering from that particular outing. And that happened right here at Yankee Stadium, and he sees Derek Jeter with the bases loaded in 1 out. Yankees down by a run. That's what Derek's done in his career with the bases loaded. He's got Locke at third, Posada at second, and Cano at first. Jeter tonight is 1 for 3 with a double. Harper deals, and somehow Derek Jeter got out of the way of that pitch. Jeter has not had much success against Harper. Wow. That is as close as smoke is to fire. 3 for 20. Bouncing ball foul over near Louis Soho, and that will level the count at a ball and a strike. Jeter's doubled in 3 at-bats tonight. Scored a run back in the 6th inning. Devil Ray bullpen is still busy. And about to get busier. 3 Yankees take their lead in anticipation of moving up. That is outside, ball 2, maybe a little low. 2 balls and a strike on Jeter. Getting to the latter stages of the ball game. This could be the turning point of the game. Hideki Matsui is on deck. Bases full of Yankees. Either a mix-up on the sides or they've gone to the 4 corners offense. They're stalling.
Study long, you study wrong often. I mean, some pitchers, and I would fall into that category. I'd just soon have a catcher. You know, whatever you're thinking, put the sign down. If I don't like it, I'll shake it off. But there's ex-Yankee and a guy who found some success with the Cubs, Joe Borowski. He's been an improvement for the Devil Rays late in the game, and lefty Joe Beimel continue to loosen up.
Harper's ready, so is Jeter. Pitch, bouncing ball to second. This could be 2. Can't 2. To Lugo. To Lee, and the Devil Rays get out of it. Derek Jeter hits into an inning-ending double play, and the Yankees fail to score here in the 7th inning. We're going to the 8th. The Devil Rays hang on to a slim 4-3 lead.
Top of the 8th, Travis Lee to lead it off against Tanyan Sturtz outside for a ball. So Derek Jeter trying to hit the ball the other way. There you see on the yes scoreboard, Devil Rays got 4 in the first, and so far they've made it hold up. The Yankees threatened in the 7th. Last night, Derek with a game-ending double play, and there against Travis Harper trying to take it the other way. An inning-ending double play. In first strike, 2-1. In fact, the double play is what's really bailed. It helped Jarrett Wright earlier in the game. And, of course, the key at bat, Jason Giambi hit a rocket off Trevor Miller right at Travis Lee for a line drive double play. A-Rod near the line, strong arm. Nice stretch by Giambi, and they got it. That would check out the in-game box score. It's sponsored by your Tri-State Lincoln Mercury dealer. As you look at the Devil Rays lineup, Crawford and Cantu with 2 for 4. 8 hits all told. Johnny Gomes with that triple. And all 4 runs in the first inning. Another shot from the Fujifilm blimp. There's Damon Hollins. That's in for a strike. Travis Tanyan Sturtz rather got a big out to end the 7th. And now gets 1 out here in the 8th inning. Good fastball there in for a strike. And I think after the rest that he's been able to have, maybe a little fresher Tanyan Sturtz. Cameras high above Yankee Stadium. You saw from those shots the Fujifilm blimp bringing us aerial coverage of tonight's game. Good splitter just laid off that, and it's 1-2. And to learn how you can win a flight on the Fujifilm blimp, visit fujifilm.com/blimp. Got away from him upstairs, 2-2.
You mentioned Sturtz with a little rest, throwing a little better, and he's had his fastball up to 95 this inning.
You can tell the way a pitcher finishes his pitches. There's Joe Borowski, right-hand reliever for the Devil Rays. That's inside, and the count's full. And one of the reasons they've had a better record since the All-Star break is Borowski's been a key man in the 8th inning, and he'll get a chance to do that again with a 1-run lead. It'll be Borowski in the 8th, and he lost Hollins on a 3-2 splitter. Mel to the phone, and here's what the Devil Rays can do late in the game. Guy like Toby Hall, boy, you can allow Hollins to try to steal. You can hit and run. Embry gets back up. He was up earlier in the ball game.
You know, Hollins might not have the impressive stolen base totals like Lugo and Crawford. You know, Crawford with 42 steals, Lugo with 32, but Hollins has stolen 7 out of 8 this year.
Fouled straight back of the high fastball. Strike 1 to Toby Hall. He doesn't get cheated.
No, he seems to like that high fastball.
Yeah, sure
anyone that comes up there around the Tampa Bay or a little bit higher, he's hacking at it.
Scott Proctor joins Alan Embry in the Yankee bullpen. It's bench coach John McLaren. There he goes. Right toward Cano. Tags Hollins and gets the inning-ending double play. Hollins didn't believe it, but Rob Drake said yes, he did. And an inning-ending double play to get the Yankees out of trouble. And we've seen a few of these tonight. Tagged him on the back, flipped the Giambi in time. Yankees come to bat in the bottom of the 8th, still down a run. Matsui's been the RBI machine with a solo home run and a 2-run double. And then down at the bottom, Posada with a hit, and Robinson Cano has extended his hitting streak to 9 games with a hit and a run. And as we mentioned, Lou Piniella has a veteran he can go to. And no stranger to this part of the country. There you're looking at burly Joe Borowski from Bayonne, New Jersey. Pitched his college ball for one of my former minor league roommates, legendary coach Freddie Hill, who has been at Rutgers for a long time. And he'll face Matsui, Bernie Williams, and A-Rod here in the Yankee eighth. In for a strike.
Borowski's best pitch is sinking fastball.
Came up in 1990 and did not have a lot of success, and suddenly got an opportunity to be a closer for the Cubs a couple years ago. He had 33 saves. Breaking pitch inside, 1-1.
And Lou Piniella singled him out, saying that he's been one of the reasons why the Devil Rays have played a lot better in this half of the season, because now he doesn't have to get Baez up in the 8th inning as closer.
In the air to center. Gathright has room. One away in the Yankee eighth.
Now, if fly ball has any hang time, one of those three guys out there is going to run it down. Cover a lot of ground.
As effective as Borowski has been, boy, that's a guy you don't look like you want to charge the mound against him. His last 3 outings have not been successful. 3 1/3. He's got a couple of blown saves, couple losses, so he's trying to get back on the right track. Bernie 1 for 3. There's that sinker, little low ball 1.
You can almost see when he delivers the ball, he kind of turns his wrist over as if he's almost trying to throw a screwball.
Almost like watching last night's game. The Yankees brought in Mariano Rivera. It was tied at 3. Mo took the loss. And looks like he's set to pitch the 9th again. 2-0. "25 games left, 24 after tonight." And the Yankees look up on the scoreboard, see the Red Sox leading again. So every game just a bit more important than the one before. On the corner, 2-1. Oakland won earlier. Cleveland is leading the Tigers, so a Yankee loss and a Cleveland win, the Indians would actually be leading the wild card race. Good slider, 2-2.
Kind of a funky hack by Bernie Williams. It looked like a fastball until that last dip. Target's low and in, and you think you got it lined up, and all of a sudden it disappears.
Perfect spot. Good swing there. Left that one out over the plate. Bernie fouled it straight back. Still 2-2.
Yeah, that one wasn't quite as good as the previous one. Bernie's going to get a much better look at it. Recognizes it better the second time. The pitch was kind of towards the middle, and after you have this type of swing, man,
like to have that one.
Oh yeah. So what you think about after you go home at night.
There's that sinker. Huff over. Strong throw. Got him by a step. 2 away in the Yankee eighth. So Borowski 2/3 of the way through doing his job. And now has to face Alex Rodriguez with 2 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Intentionally walked in the 6th inning, and that was the key play. That meant that Travis Lee could hold A-Rod on, and Giambi came up and hit a rocket right at the first baseman. Inning-ending double play. And the Devil Rays able to keep their 1-run lead. Sinker inside for a ball. Devil Rays have out hit the Yankees 8-6, and they lead 4-3. Slider in the outside corner, 1-1. We mentioned in the early part of the ball game, the Devil Rays have already clinched the season series 10-4 since Joe Torre took over. There's only 2 teams that have defeated the Yankees 10 times in a season. The Red Sox, which you would expect would happen, and now this year the Devil Rays, the only 2 to do it. Outside corner again, strike 2.
Came back with the very same pitch.
Good at bat. Went down and got a breaking ball, lined it into center field. That's a good 2-strike at bat. You can see Hall with the target saying keep it down, and Alex went down and got it.
Take a look at the sequence of pitches here to Alex Rodriguez. Missed inside. Good breaking ball. Going to come back with it again, almost the same spot. Makes an even better pitch with it, but A-Rod went out and got it. Third time was a charm, even though it was a better pitch from Borowski. Went to the well once too often, and it ends up in center field as a base hit.
Another tight one between the Yankees and the Devil Rays, and now Alex Rodriguez, who is the tying run at first, and Jason Giambi, the lead run in the batter's box, with 2 out. On the outside corner, strike 1. And the Devil Rays, as most teams do, really shift that infield around. With Lugo, the shortstop, on the right field side of second base. There goes A-Rod. That's to deep to right if it's fair. It is! And the Yankees have taken a 5-4 lead on a 2-run home run by Jason Giambi.
Well, we see the difference between the Yankees and the Devil Rays. The Yankees can get at you with one swing of the bat. Following the first 2 outs going fairly easily. A single, and this around the pole in right field. Number 27 on the year for Giambi. And a curtain call here at the Yankee Stadium.
First pitch to Sierra outside for a ball. That one's hit off the end of the bat to right field. And Hollins is right there to put it away. So, again, a pitcher pays for trying to come inside late in the game to a power hitter, and this is what Jason Giambi can do to it. 5-4 Yankees. We head to the 9th. Mariano Rivera coming on. That most familiar entrance. Last night, Mo had the ball in the 9th inning of a tie game, and the Cano error allowed the Devil Rays to take the lead. Now he has a 1-run lead here in the 9th. 60th game. And he's looking for his 36th save. Now, one thing a lot of hitters have not done, and I've always wondered why, against Mariano, is bunt. But you look at Joey Gathright, and you can bet that Andy Phillips, who has now gone in to play first base, in fact, Robinson Cano is coming over to have a chat with him right now.
I think one of the reasons why the more hitters do not bunt is because Mariano's such a good fielder. He's very quick off the mound. But
Yeah, and that can be important right here, because if you're Mariano, you say to Andy Phillips, hey, you get the ball, I'll get the bag. There's Gathwright's line, 0 for 3. Called out on strikes in his last at-bat. Shows bunt, takes strike 1. Bubba Crosby has gone into center field. You see him there at the top of your screen. Take over for Bernie Williams. Inside, 1-1. Gathwright, Lugo on deck. Then Carl Crawford. And on the Devil Ray bench, a right-hand hitter who has had some success against Mariano, Eduardo Perez. Bunted again, popped it up. Mo's right there. 1 away.
Well, not the toughest of plays, but certainly Mariano made the play look easy, as Gathwright could not get the ball down. Once it's popped up in the direction of Mariano Rivera, a little hop, step, and a jump, and he's got it for out number 1. I mean, the guys you mentioned, Gathwright, Lugo, and Crawford, that's 3/4 of a relay team.
Yeah.
Those guys can run. You got to keep them off base.
0 for 3, leadoff walk in the first inning. That's when the Devil Rays scored all of their runs. Fouled out of play, strike 1. So the Yankees trying to turn the tables. What the Devil Rays have done in their last few meetings is the Yankees get out ahead by a few runs. Devil Rays come back and win. Tonight, Lou Piniella saw his team get 4 runs in the first. And the Yankees came back with a Matsui home run, a Matsui double, and now Giambi's 2-run homer. And they're 2 outs away from a win.
I think that's
off the plate.
Yeah, that's a reminder to stay away from that outside corner.
Get your attention.
Yeah, Lugo had a pretty good swing at the first pitch.
And Mo really has to do that now, because, as you see Borowski looking on and thinking about that inside pitch to Giambi. Right-hand hitters with that cutter, they go out and try to take it the other way. So that's a way to keep them honest. Went to the 2-seam, the running fastball, moving into Lugo, and it's 2-1. Outside corner, 2-2.
Corner to corner. You see Lugo shake his head. He says, no way I could have reached that one.
Fights it off and stays alive. We'll do it again.
And I believe that last call strike was the effect of that pitch that was up and in. Kind of reminded him to stay away from that corner, and Mariano was able to pick it off with a second called strike.
Right back to Mo again. He'll flip to Phillips, and the Yankees are 1 out away from a victory. Of course, following tonight's game and the last at-bat, stick around for the Nissan postgame with Spiro Ditas and Kim Jones. That'll feature comprehensive analysis of tonight's game, interviews with the players, all the scores, and highlights from around the league. The Nissan postgame immediately following the game right here on Yes. And there's the hitting hero, Jason Giambi, with a 2-out home run off Joe Borowski. A 2-run shot. The speedy Crawford stands between the Yankees and a 1-run win. Popped up, playable. Who's going to get it? Jeter says, I'll take it, and he does. A 1-2-3, very effective inning by Mariano Rivera. And the Yankees have come back from 4 down to defeat the Devil Rays 5-4. Matsui with his 400th career home run as a professional player, and Jason Giambi, the game winner. A 2-run shot, and give credit to Alex Rodriguez for a good 2-strike at bat to set the table for him. And there's the 2 hitting heroes right there. Plenty more to come when we come back to the stadium. So another thrilling game between the Devil Rays and the Yankees, a 1-run affair. The Yankees win this one 5-4. We're going to look at one with the bat. It's the play of the game presented by Geico.
Pitch didn't get far enough in on Jason Giambi, and he wraps it around the fair pole in right field. That's going to be our Geico play of the game. A game-winning home run off the bat of Jason Giambi.
So the Devil Rays, who had beaten the Yankees 10 out of 14 meetings, lose this one after taking a 4-0 lead in the first. The Yankees win at 5-4. Tanyan Sturtz came on, did a good job, picked up the win. He's 5-3. Borowski, who gave up the 2-run homer to Giambi, takes the loss 1-3. Mo, with a very effective 9th inning, his 36th save. Cantu 2 for 4, a couple ribbies. He's 1 short of 100. Matsui's over that mark. He went 2 for 4 and got 3 RBIs in the game played in 2 hours and 40 minutes. More to come when we come back to Yankee Stadium as you see Jason Giambi getting congratulations from his teammates where the Yankees win this one 5-4. We showed you the play of the game. It was a home run. Now we're going to check out the player of the game. Time for the Chevy player of the game. ChevyOffers.com. The latest offers from Chevrolet.
Hideki Matsui started the Yankee comeback in the 4th with his 21st home run of the year. And then in the 6th, he drove in 2 more runs with a booming double to the corner and right as Cano and Jeter scored. Hideki Matsui, our Chevy player of the game.
Coming up on the Yes Network, stay tuned for the New York Yankees postgame with Spiro Ditas and Kim Jones, featuring complete game analysis and interviews. The senior producer of the Yes Network, and tonight's game produced by Kevin Smolin. It was directed by John Moore. Studio produced by Bill Boland. Supervising producer Woody Fryman. And executive producer John Filippelli. Join us again tomorrow for Yankees baseball as the Bombers take on the Devil Rays here at Yankee Stadium. Our coverage will begin at 6:30 right here on the Yes Network. For more on the Yes Network, you can log on to yesnetwork.com. Once again, the final score in another exciting 1-run contest. The Yankees defeat the Devil Rays 5-4. We'll be back with some final thoughts. Right now, let's go to our studio and Spiro Ditas.